Welcome to Marketing in the Age of AI, the show for leaders who want real results, not more noise. Join Emanuel Rose as he helps business builders turn AI from a confusing add-on into a practical advantage with clearer messaging, stronger trust, and smarter systems. If you felt the shift happening in real time, you're not imagining it. In the agentic pivot, Emanuel calls it the move from experimenting with AI to building with it, so it supports your team, your brand, and your growth. Let's get into it.
I'm Emanuel Rose, and this is Marketing in the Age of AI. Appreciate you taking some time to be here with me today. What I'm talking about in this episode is what I think is what's mandatory for businesses right now to adopt in AI and marketing and in their business, and I think what's optional. And there are lots of conversations in the last few weeks with business owners, business managers, subject matter experts inside of their businesses, and getting a sense of where people have kind of have settled. I would say settled into their position on AI, and uh, and so tons of hype, so much hype in the last 4.5, 5 years about AI and what it can do and what it can't do, and it's going to be the death of all jobs, and there's going to be a $1 person billion company, and all those things may be true, may not be true. I don't know. That's not my job to be a fortune teller. But what is clear to me at this point is that there is some amazing leverage that each of us can get in our business and in our individual roles by applying AI tools correctly. Uh, and fundamentally, it would be this idea of getting committing to learning about how AI is going to impact your business and how it can help you. So most people have done that. I hope if you're listening to this that you have decided that also. You're going to without a doubt get 3 to 5 hours a week back in your work week by deploying some tools correctly. So that's the first thing, is believing that. The second thing is taking the time to get your tech stack and your data lake and the things that you work on every day, that you get that data content, those pieces of information in readable ways by an LLM, and whether that be Gemini or Copilot or Claude or ChatGPT, it doesn't matter initially. The more sophisticated people use a different LM for different activities, but that's not necessary probably in the first 6 months to a year in the experimentation process. So we get those two things together. We believe in it. We're committed to it, and the outcome being that our goal is to get 3 to 5 hours a week back. The second thing, we organize our data and our information in ways that can easily be input into an LLM and accessed in order to help to save that time. And then from there, then we look at and what are we spending our time on as a solo contributor, and what are we spending our time on as a business unit or a business, and then start to outline those standard operating procedures or those processes, and even inputting, once you build out that SOP, standard operating procedure, and there are tools available for that. One of the tools that I created to help people is the strategic SOP, and it's just strategicsop.com. Free opportunity for you to get a sense of what it is to build out an SOP. But basically, you chart out each of the steps that you do for any given activity or deliverable, And from there, then you look and see, you would take that SOP and put that into a paid version of an LLM of your choice and ask about what can be optimized by automation or by agentification, and then how you would do that. From there, that is when you either commit to learning more about how to write software, connect software, be a prosumer software developer, or that you get help from somebody who can create those automations, build those agents for you. And so that is what the point of this episode today is, that there is a dividing line that's very clear. And I think it's not spoken about frequently enough, which is we have our roles as individual contributors to a business. And as a professional, if you are not currently using a paid LLM service, then you are behind, you're wasting time, and you're not participating in business. And in the next 3 years, you will become obsolete. So that part is very clear, because we need to get this 30 to 40% of rote work, copy, paste, click, reporting. We need to get all that work pushed to software and the computers. That way, you have the time to do the human work, which is to manage the people on your team, to build relationships with your prospects and clients, and to continue to upskill and learn about what business is going on in the 2027, 2029, 30. What are the trends? What's your industry looking at? So that's the first thing. But we have to absorb these processes and these tools in as an individual performer, and the very minimum is looking at part of your job that's on a daily and weekly basis that is click and paste. So all those SOPs get automated, and you can either figure out how to do that on your own, or you can hire somebody to help you. The second part of what I would say is the basic activities that you get the rest of your team and the rest of your business into that same mode of finding out what the 30 to 40% of their day, week, month is that's copy paste, and get that assigned out to an automation through Zapier or Make.com, or an agentification through tools like Gobi or Claude Code or Claude Cowork, and get your team running efficiently with the support of the LLMs. After that, then you're deciding how deep do you want to go down the rabbit hole, and do you want to become a prosumer software developer, or do you want to hire people as independent contractors, or somebody on your team who is going to be that software developer for the rest of the team? Because most of us are not interested in becoming software developers. In my situation, I'm kind of at the edge of my ability as a prosumer software developer. I have the Claude. I have Claude. I got Claude Cowork and Claude Code, Claude Design, and I've taught myself to learn them up to a point, and to learn more, to be more proficient at it, would take deviation from being focused on marketing and being focused on coding, is what it looks like to me. And that's not interesting to me. It's not what I want to do. If I was going to choose something that's technical and mathematical, I would choose to be a lead guitarist, not a software developer. So that's my situation. Is I kind of hit my limit. I have my GitHub account, my DigitalOcean account, and a bunch of other stuff that I barely understand. And then when it gets really complicated, then I send it to other people who are much more experienced for all the security and all the data backups and all those things. So that's me, but that's the decision I've made. That's as far as I'm going. I'm not going to become a software developer, but I am going to continue to build custom GPTs. I'm going to leverage Claude projects. I build the documents necessary to create really good content instantaneously that then I can review before I to the world. So that's the line that I see. We have after we create our own workspaces and we help our team develop workspaces and the business develop workspaces, then we need to bring somebody in to support the automations and the agentification, because there is no question the agents are already here. There's agent work happening. I built some great tools that are at top of the funnel marketing tools. I'm getting great results with great open rates and response rates from agents doing work, crawling the internet, getting leads, bringing those leads in, processing them, then sending out messages and setting up calendar events. So that happens. That's happening while I sleep every day. So that is a reality. We need to, as a marketer, I need to understand and make sure that I know about answer engine optimization, generative engine optimization. I need to understand how to make my website crawlable by AI agents, and how I can facilitate transactions on my website with AI agents as the essentially the facilitator. So those things are not going away, but the point of today is to clarify that there's a minimum standard, and that minimum standard is to understand how to build your data lake as a professional, how to leverage custom projects, custom GPTs, gems, whatever, in the particular LLM you have, how to get that 3 to 5 hours of work back. So by pushing it off to the software, and then doing the work that only you can do, which is being creative, which is building relationships, and thinking about the future in terms of the trends in your company and your industry. After that, you have a decision to make whether you're going to become and train yourself as a software developer and use vibe coded tools, or if you're going to continue to dig deeper into subject matter expertise into the role you've already chosen. Well, I hope it's a valuable conversation, and it provides some clarity about where we are in this phase. And I'd love to hear comments and any opinions that you have, agreeing or disagreeing with what I've laid out here. And I also hope that you take some time to dig into some of the AI tools, that you find tools that are important for things you're working to accomplish right now, and that you save yourself those 3 to 5 hours a week. And with that time, you continue to upskill, that you spend it with your friends and family, and that you get outside into nature, away from the screens. This is Emanuel Rose, Marketing in the Age of AI.
Thanks for listening to Marketing in the Age of AI. Be sure to subscribe wherever you heard this podcast so you never miss a future episode. Your copy of Authentic Marketing in the Age of AI is available at Amazon.com or EmanuelRose.com. You can also connect with Emanuel on LinkedIn. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.